Hi everybody, my name is Chris Roach. I'm the St Andrews College Teaching Fellow. As part of my series of videos about Endnote and the power of Endnote, this first video is going to show you exactly why you should watch all the rest of the videos in the series, and it'll introduce you to the power of Endnote. So what is Endnote? Endnote is one of several programs which allows you to manage all of your references. It puts them in a library in one place, and it has a lot of functions which will quite literally revolutionize the way that you write essays. I can remember before Endnote came in, I wrote a paper for a publication and I manually put in all of the references, and there were about 60 of them. And then every single time I changed one of the references, like my supervisor asked me to move it up or move it down or something like that, I had to go through the entire document and I had to change the order of the references, and it was a mess. You're writing down what the reference is on a piece of paper or whatever. You're trying to make sure that you don't get the numbers mixed up. If you have a series of references, so you've referenced 3 papers, you have to figure out which one it is, and you have to go through every single square bracket, or it might be a different referencing format that you're using, but you have to go through and you have to change every single one. And then the soul destroying thing is that if you have to change it again, then you have to do all of that again. And each time it might take you, 45 minutes to an hour, and it's not fun work at all. Now, Endnote has taken away all of that. And there are loads of functions in Endnote. And so each of these videos, it's going to be a kind of bite-size, quick video on each function. There will be different functions according to whether you're working on an academic paper for a journal, which is kind of after you've graduated from uni perhaps, or whether you're working on a university assignment. We're going to focus on the university assignments because that's probably going to be the most relevant for you. But actually, all of this stuff is lifelong skills, or all of these skills are lifelong skills which you can use as you go forward in other aspects of your lives and your careers. And it'll save you a lot of time. And actually, journals and the academic world after university might even require you to use Endnote so that the editors can also manage and see your references properly. So this screen that we've got up at the moment is my personal Endnote library. It's recommended that you have just one Endnote file, one Endnote library, and then you keep that maintained and you create subfolders according to how you want to arrange all of the references that you've imported in. So this is for my PhD, and you can see here that this is a list of references in the middle of the screen in this window. Now you can obviously play around with the formatting. You can see that I can easily transfer from one reference to the other, and then down here I have, for most of them, a PDF, so I don't need to go and I don't need to look up every reference every time. If you're working on a piece of work and you suddenly think, you know what, I remember vaguely that there was a reference and it said something about doxycycline, but I can't remember anything else about that reference. You can do a search here and you can look in the abstract, you can look for keywords, you can look in the title, or you can even tell it to look in any field and the PDF with the notes. So if, let's say, you want to search for this paper, but you can't remember anything about it except that it included something about a drug called doxycycline, then you can search for that here and you can see 3 papers come back to you. And then you say, oh yeah, of course, I remember that was this paper here. And you can see that that could be the difference between you never remembering that paper and between you finding that paper. And then you can see here the PDF's been saved in here, which is a different function which I'll show you later. And then here is your paper. You can of course search this PDF, and you can find exactly where doxycycline was within that paper. In this case, it happens to have just been in one of the references. So that's the first video. I'm going to make them really short and sweet, and then the next one will be a follow-on directly from this with a new function. So it's one function per video. I hope that this has enticed you to watch the rest of the series, because there are so many things that Endnote can do which will help you with your work. So I'm going to end the first video here. Please join me for the second one.